Coming up on this edition of ATV News.
This is the calmest shelter you'll ever be in.
We'll show you why this emergency shelter has the cots and the volunteers, but none of the stress.
We need to worry about it in our basement.
You come into contact with it every day. We'll tell you what element is hidden in your home.
Everything hurts.
And why this climber was hurting so much.
Fans packed the Spectrum for the first men's basketball game of the season. In sports, I'll show you whether the sprinkle era started out sweet or if it left fans craving more.
It wasn't just sprinkling on the basketball court. In weather, I'll show you if we'll have more rainstorms later this week.
All that and more, this is ATV News.
From the campus of Utah State University in Logan, Utah, the Department of Journalism and Communication presents the award-winning newscast, ATV News.
What would have caused her to cross last minute like that when there's vehicles coming?
Utah Highway Patrol is still trying to figure out why a woman ran across the road to her death. Welcome to ATV News. I'm Ryan Lawrenson.
And I'm Paige Johnson. On Monday night, UHP says a 58-year-old North Logan woman was jogging west down 1400 North by 750 East. A pickup truck driver was coming home from work and had just passed a semi-truck. UHP says he did not see the jogger till it was too late.
5:35 in the afternoon is pretty dark. I wouldn't say it's completely dark, but it's at the point where it's at the tail end of dusk, and visibility in this area is not very good. There's not very much ambient light.
The woman died after medics took her to the hospital 1 block away. Troopers are still investigating. They're waiting for dash cam footage from the semi-driver.
You might have to keep your umbrellas closed as it has been raining off and on in Cache Valley. Noah Giles with ATV Weather is here to tell us how much rain and snow we've gotten in the past 24 hours. Noah?
That's right, Ryan. The National Weather Service says we've had over half an inch of rain in the last 24 hours. This doesn't seem like much, but like these students running around campus, it came on pretty quick. With all that rain, snow, and fog on our roads, it can cause some major accidents like this. If you're not careful, you might end up in a ditch. Utah Highway Patrol says to stay safe this winter season, you have to slow down. Ice and snow mean to take it slow. They say driving too fast is the main cause of crashes. Drive under the speed limit. The speed limit is for dry conditions, so make sure you slow down when you see snow or rain. Avoid quick stops, starts, and turns. Brake gently and don't turn too quickly. Increase your follow distance and make sure you give yourself plenty of room to stop or get out of the way. Use extra caution when changing lanes. Make sure that you check before you change and don't ever rush around semis. Do not forget to buckle up. These are just some of the things UHP says to help keep us safe this season. Will we be seeing more rain or snow this next week? I'll let you know in weather.
Thanks, Noah. USU faculty lined up to get the influenza vaccine during the yearly flu shot clinic.
I will do it so fast.
So we try to only do one.
Bear River Health Department says within a minute the needle is in and out. After that, your immune system is ready to fight flu infections. They say you shouldn't worry about feeling sick after the shot.
Sometimes people will experience a little bit of achiness. You might have a low-grade fever, just not feel great for about 24 hours, but that's totally normal. It's your body's way of building the immunity so you don't get sick.
Perkins reminds you to massage your arm to reduce soreness in your muscles and to drink more water after getting vaccinated. Bear River Health Department officials say you can visit their clinic for a flu shot and other vaccines.
How do you set up an emergency shelter? If your house flooded tomorrow, where would you go? The American Red Cross set up this simulated shelter at the Cache County Fairgrounds Monday night. They taught volunteers how to set up a shelter like this in case of a large-scale disaster.
We have set up a large sort of simulation of a shelter, and we are having the participants sort of move station to station. We could fit maybe 200 people in this space, but the likelihood here in Cache County is more 30 to 50% shelter.
Marshall says shelters like this one are all staffed by volunteers from the community, so building up those relationships before a disaster happens is critical.
The College of Education says 96% of readers in their Teacher Academy pilot program are proficient. University President Elizabeth Cantwell visited the program to see those readers in action.
Show me fingers ready.
These kindergartners are learning how to read. USU Center for the School of the Future and Logan City School District came together to improve kindergartners' reading scores. USU student teachers are learning about the program so they can incorporate it into their teaching.
I'm really thrilled to be able to see our student teachers working side by side with teachers in the classroom and really amazing things evident in how our students, the students in the classroom, are behaving around their learning.
On average, 64% of these elementary students live in households with below average income. 20% of them are multilingual learners. By the end of 2023, only 11 students in the school district weren't reading at grade level compared to 113 in 2022. President Cantwell says this was her first chance to see the College of Education in action.
Your clock moved back an hour on Sunday, adding an extra hour to your sleep schedule. And students say they noticed the difference.
I was setting my alarm to wake up Sunday morning, and it was before daylight savings, so it told me I was going to get a certain amount of sleep, but then I woke up and I could feel that I'd gotten an extra hour because I just felt more rested.
We will be losing an hour during daylight savings time next year on March 3rd. Joining us here at the desk is Noah Giles with ATV Weather. You know, I really enjoyed getting an extra hour of sleep on Sunday, you guys.
Yeah, I really wish that I could have gotten that extra hour. Unfortunately, I had to make a really early flight out of Provo that morning, but what I'm really going to miss is the sun. Noah, how much sun are we going to see this week?
Well, this morning you couldn't really see any of the sun because of all that fog that had settled in, but it should be pretty sunny, but we'll have more on that coming up in weather. You can see the leaves are still changing outside, a little bit of red still out there, but the current temperature is 45 degrees. And after weather,
Making it accessible for even little kids.
We'll tell you where you can go for science and family fun.
What got this reaction from a high school football coach? We'll have that and more from the high school football quarterfinals in sports.
Listen, you're my friend.
I noticed you haven't really been yourself recently.
Yeah, I feel like something's up.
How are you?
Are you okay?
Is there anything you want to talk about?
I just want to know how you're feeling.
And listen, even if you don't know what to say, I'm here to talk.
No matter what you're going through,
I just want you to know I'm here.
I've got your back.
when you want to talk, I'm here.
Hey there, I'm Lance Bass, and this is CHIP. For more than 100 years, American Humane has been on the front lines protecting animals in times of crisis. From Pearl Harbor to 9/11, the California wildfires, and the coronavirus pandemic, American Humane Rescue has provided life-saving assistance for animals in virtually every major national disaster. If you're anything like me, your pets mean the world to you. And if disaster strikes, you want to keep them safe. To prepare for an oncoming disaster, ensure your pet has secure and up-to-date identification. And if you must evacuate, remember to take your disaster preparedness kit with you. To learn more about disaster planning and how to keep your best friends safe, please visit AmericanHumane.org.
Welcome to ATV Weather. I'm Noah Giles. So as you can see behind me here on our national radar, we've got a little bit of a storm moving in. This is the same storm that just hit us. It's moving out towards the east coast, up to the north there. It's hitting Denver pretty hard right now, as you can see, and taking a direct line up there to Wisconsin and Michigan. They're getting a whole lot of precipitation out there, but The storm has already passed us. It's that same high pressure system that came from the Seattle area a couple weeks ago, and it's slowly just making its way out across the country. Looking at our state radar, we'll get a little closer look here. Not a whole lot going on in the state, but you can see just that movement right here from that storm. It's still moving eastward, but Denver is just right in the middle of everything right there. You might have noticed as you woke up this morning that you couldn't really see outside your windows. You can see right here, there's a lot of fog this morning around, until about 9:30. That is a look out over Cache Valley from Old Main, and this is from across at the Ag Science Building looking over to Old Main. You might notice you couldn't see Cache Valley or Old Main in either of these because of how thick the fog was. At about 10 or so, the fog started to dissipate, but you can see this big cloud layer still sitting nice and low. But moving into our 7-day forecast, we're not going to really see any rain this week. You look here, today the high is 43, the rest of the week sitting right in the mid to high 40s. And then as we move into the weekend, you can see we hit 52 on Sunday, 54 on Monday, and 57 on Tuesday coming up next week. That's all we've got for you in weather. Back to you at the desk page.
Thank you, Noah. What do you know about radioactivity? ATV's Katie White went to Science Unwrapped, where chemist Scott Ensign presented on the basics of radioactive materials and lets the people who attended tell you about it in their own words.
The more sound you hear, the more of those clicks you hear, the more particles of radiation are streaming out from this material.
I know a lot about like the atomic bomb and things like that, but I didn't really know the science that went into it.
Nuclear reactions, fusion and fission release tremendous amounts of energy.
It was really cool to learn about everything that goes into that atom, how it becomes unstable, and different things that are like household items that are radioactive.
Radioactive materials, as you've seen, are all around you, and you should not be overly worried about them.
It was amazing. I think that even my younger kids could understand it. So.
The only radioactive exposure I would be concerned about is radon. A lot of Utah homes have dangerous levels. Test your home for radon.
We knew that Science Unwrapped could be a lot of fun for children and families. Everybody comes out into the atrium here to enjoy hands-on learning activities.
I can't do much chemistry in my house, but this is a perfect institution for things like this. I want them to be able to see what chemistry can do.
One thing I didn't anticipate is how important it is for USU students to get involved in STEM outreach. It's really good practice talking with the public.
My whole goal of being here actually is to be a professor. I want to be a teacher someday. Yeah, I just love talking to kids about how important insects are. If I can change someone's mind about something that they're scared of, I think that's really valuable.
Part 2 of the Building on Basics series begins January 19th with a presentation about rotational forces. Joining us is Anna Johnson from ATV Sports.
Anna, were any of our Aggie sports teams radioactive over the weekend?
Well, radioactive might be a little bit much, but a lot of our Aggies have been on fire lately. We had wins in soccer, volleyball, and way more. I'll have all that coming up. A three-peat and a first-time championship. In sports, I'll show you how the Aggies are making history in women's sports. Plus, you may have seen these touchdowns from Skyview running back Brevin Egbert before. Coming up, I'll show you if his dominance continued in the high school quarterfinals. And after sports.
Come on, Mike.
If Mike climbed this wall every 10 seconds from now until after the break, he still wouldn't come close to how many feet these climbers scaled over the weekend.
Do you have a specific interest or want to study career-specific courses without declaring a full major? Then you should check out one of the 11 certificates the College of Humanities and Social Science offers. From the homepage, we can see the program overview, how it applies to a career, and links to other information. Here's what students in the program have to say about it.
One says they appreciate the range of certificate subjects. Another says it's giving them official accreditation for future jobs.
For more information, check out this URL or reach out to the program advisor.
Hello, parents and prospective freshmen of Utah State. You seem tense. Please take a load off. Here at Utah State, we know the value of balance in student life. Balance. 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 Utah State Student Housing, a balanced way of life.
The surplus store. Someone's trash is about to be my treasure.
We have cords and cables here. We have bags full of towels and sheets. Do you want this fold-up mattress? Because we don't.
We got keyboards, paint cans, whatever this is, typewriters, computer monitors.
It's destiny on the line, and we want you at surplus.
Products are not guaranteed to work. All sales are final. This commercial is not endorsed by Utah State.
It was after shooting with your phone that you wanted to up your game, so you got a better camera. But your shots were shaky, so you got a tripod. But your audio was fuzzy, so you got a mic. But your shots were dark, so you got some lights. Now you got all this equipment, but you don't know how to use it. So you enrolled in Intro to Video.
Utah State.
That goal against Boise State from Aggie and Logan native Whitney Lopez sent the Aggies to their first ever Mountain West title match. Welcome to ATV Sports. I'm Anna Johnson. Let's hop right into the second half of the Mountain West Conference Championship game against Colorado State in Laramie, Wyoming. After a tense first half, the Aggies and Rams of Colorado State were tied at zeros. But in the 68th minute, CSU junior Avery Vanderven was looking to change that, hitting this long-range shot that just missed the Aggies' crossbar, keeping USU keeper De'Ara Walton on her toes. In the 78th minute, USU senior Tess Wirtz passed to forward Kate Christian, who hit this shot right past Colorado State's keeper to put the Aggies ahead 1-0. In the 83rd minute, CSU junior Ali Yoshida hit this ball looking to sneak it into Utah State's net. But Walton is able to keep it out, pushing it into the goalpost before defender Kelsey Kafusi clears it away from goal. In the 90th minute, the Aggies held the ball by the corner flag as the crowd counted down to the final whistle, giving the Aggies the 1-0 win and their first ever Mountain West championship. With that win, the Aggies secured their place in the NCAA tournament. They'll play BYU, who Coach Manny Martins has never lost to at USU, in the first round of the tournament Friday. USU women's volleyball team hosted New Mexico in the first of two matches they needed to win to clinch the regular season Mountain West title. The Aggies won the first two sets and will pick it up in the beginning of the third. The Aggies spent the third set trading scores back and forth with the Lobos before pulling away with this kill from USU sophomore Bella Wooden, putting the Aggies up 9-6. That score set Utah State up to sweep New Mexico. In the final point of the set, the Lobos tried to hold on with this diving save from Caitlin Biasu, but Aggie junior Adna Mehmetovic hit this final kill to win the set 20-25 and complete the 3-0 sweep over New Mexico. That win clinched a share of the Mountain West regular season title for the Aggies, but Boise State still stood in the way of an outright conference win. The crowd and the players were hyped up and ready to go as the Aggies hosted the Broncos in the conference title match. In the first set, the Aggies and Broncos battled back and forth, sending the set into extra points before this error from Aggies Shelby Capion secured the first set for Boise State, 27-25. After winning the second and third sets, USU senior Tatum Stahl hit this, her 15th and final kill to put the Aggies up 6-5. The set was close again, but with that service error from Boise State's Kaylee Carpenter, the Aggies secured their third straight Mountain West regular season title, 27-25, winning the match 3-1. The Aggies host San Jose State on Thursday, where they will honor their 7 graduating seniors. Utah State traveled to San Diego to face off against the Aztecs in their 9th game of the season. They got off to a slow start in the first half with freshman quarterback McKay Hillstead leaving the game late in the second quarter with an injury. So we'll pick it up in the third quarter with the Aztecs up 7-3. On their first drive of the third quarter, USU quarterback Cooper Legat hits this 50-yard pass out to junior Jalen Royals, who brings it home for his only touchdown of the game to put the Aggies up 10-7 after the extra point. Early in the fourth quarter, Legat hands the ball off to junior Devon Booth, who runs it 19 yards in for his 5th touchdown of the season, putting the Aggies up 17-7. With 7 minutes left on 3rd and 9, senior running back Keenan Kristen sneaks the ball over the line to get the Aztecs within a field goal of the Aggies at 14-17. The Aggies could have shut the door on the Aztecs, but after dropping the snap on this punt attempt, USU's Ryan Marks kicks the ball into a San Diego State player, giving the Aztecs the ball on their own 46-yard line. They went on to score a 6-yard field goal to send the game into overtime. After trading touchdowns in the first overtime to tie the game at 24, Legas hands off to Aggie Robert Briggs, Jr., who squeezes through the Aztec defense to take it home and secure the double overtime win. They'll play Nevada at home Saturday. Skyview has been undefeated in our region, thanks in part to star running back Brevin Egbert, but they had to go without him for most of their quarterfinal against Green Canyon after he left the game in the first quarter with what his brother says was an MCL injury. We'll pick it up in the third quarter with the Wolves up 26-22 over the Bobcats. With 7 minutes to go in the third quarter, Skyview QB Charlie Burr hands the ball to junior Dean Phillips, who runs it in for the touchdown, putting Skyview ahead 29-26 after the extra point. The Wolves came back with this 34-yard field goal to tie the game at 29. In the fourth quarter, Skyview's up 32-29, but with this interception by Green Canyon's Dewey Egan, the Wolves see their chance to upset the Bobcats. They drive down to Skyview's 1-yard line where QB Peyton Wilson goes for it on fourth down, pushing through the Skyview defense to get the touchdown and put Green Canyon up 36-32. Skyview tried to rally in the last minute with this back and forth scramble, but Green Canyon grabs the ball out of the air and completes the upset, clearing the bench and sending the sidelines and the fans into a total frenzy. Check out this coach celebrating Green Canyon's first ever win over Skyview, 32-36. The Wolves will face Park City in the semifinal game at Rice-Eccles Stadium Thursday. The Payson Lions faced off against the Ridgeline Riverhawks in their quarterfinal matchup. The Lions came out swinging in the first quarter with this run-in from number 1 Cooper Swayze to put them up 6-0 after going for and missing a 2-point conversion. The Riverhawks responded with this handoff to freshman Crew Jones, who took it in for the score. The Riverhawks kept it coming with this ball straight to 6'5" senior Carson Cox, who runs it in for the touchdown. The Riverhawks brought it home to beat the Lions 45-6. They'll face off against the Crimson Cliffs in the semifinal game Friday. I gotta put on my raincoat for this next one. There was way more than just a sprinkle in the spectrum at the Aggies basketball home opener against South Dakota. The points just kept pouring in. Aggie fans pounded into the spectrum to see the first competitive game of Danny Sprinkle's first season as USU head coach against the Division II South Dakota Mines. Aggies dominated early, putting in baskets like this alley-oop from Darius Brown II to Khalifa Sacco to put the Aggies up 15-6 with 14 minutes left in the first half. Making this easy layup to put the Aggies up 22, redshirt freshman and Cache Valley native Mason Falslev showed off his skills to finish off the first half. Tumbling into the second half, junior Josh Aduje drove this one into the basket. He went 8 for 8 shooting on the night. The Aggies closed out their account, scoring 101 points to the Mines 48 to start off the Sprinkle era with a win. The women's basketball team opened their season losing to Cal State Northridge. The Aggies played their home opener against Eastern Washington Friday. Fifth-year senior Bowden Zarkovic made history as the first Aggie to win a match at the Intercollegiate Tennis Association's Fall National Championships. He lost his next one against Micah Braswell of Texas, breaking a 29-match win streak and concluding both the tournament and the season for the Aggies. You're all caught up in sports. Back to you at the desk, Ryan.
Thanks, Anna. We're all familiar with the all-night study session, but can you imagine staying up all night to rock climb? I went to a local climbing gym to see how far some fanatics could climb without taking a break to sleep.
Come on, Mike. I guess my personal goal was kind of just to never stop climbing.
Up all night.
Everything hurts. My harness chafed my middle and my thighs, and my wrist is aching, but I knew that going in.
Elevation Rock Gym holds this annual overnight climbing competition.
The premise is climb as many routes and boulder problems you can in 12 hours.
I'm exhausted already.
I'm halfway up a wall here at Elevation Rock Gym, and I'm really feeling the burn. Some people are on track to do 8,000 feet, and it's only 11 o'clock at night already.
Depends on their strategy. Sometimes people climb the harder ones first and then ease it off as the night goes on.
Climbers had goals equivalent to places like El Capitan, a 3,000-foot climb in Yosemite National Park. And while not everyone was able to scale that, the top two teams both climbed over 12,000 feet, and the total feet climbed across the competition was almost 120,000.
I made a goal like halfway through. I was like, I want to do 2 El Caps. Like El Capitan is 3,000 feet, I think. So got that, so I was excited about that.
There's this cool rock climb down in Provo. It goes up the face of Squaw Peak, and it's a 1,900-foot climb.
And even though climbers set goals for themselves, they say they are after trust and confidence in each other.
You need to be comfortable being vulnerable, or it's an opportunity to become comfortable being vulnerable.
I think the biggest thing is trust. You got to trust the equipment, you got to trust your partner, you got to trust yourself. Make sure that you're going to do everything right.
The community doesn't care that you fell because everyone falls all the time.
Hestatoon says he donates all the competition proceeds to CAPSA. Thanks for joining us on this edition of ATV News.
You can watch this and other editions on our Facebook page.
We'll leave you with more looks of that climbing competition.
Have a great week, Cache Valley.
Imagine what you'd see if every child had a book to read. 'Cause every kid across the nation deserves a book to read, and we can make it happen right now. No, I don't know what you've been told, but kids with books learn so much more. So the mission is for us to get a book to each and every child. So let's join hands, book people unite, unearth hidden passion. Have a good time. Seeds of inspiration to motivate some magic. To change the writing on the wall. Writing on the wall. And make a difference. One book can inspire a child. One book can be the first thing that helps to change a life. People unite.
Read to a child today and spark a lifetime of ambition.
They said I couldn't dream. Called me a piece of trash and swore that's all I'd ever be. Said a bottle couldn't see the ocean. Give up. Go back to the dumpster. But I didn't listen. I made my way. And now, I am what I've always wanted to be.
First, they said cigarettes were safe. We know how that turned out. Now, they say they didn't market e-cigarettes to teens? Fact, more than 1 in 4 high school students are vaping, and 80% say their first e-cigarette was flavored. Vaping is harmful to developing brains. The reason we think vaping is safe? Marketing. Same lies, different day. Tell Big Vape to quit lying.
No doubt you're going places, young lady.
Thank you. And thank you for the interview as well. I can imagine it was the last thing that you wanted to do after such a long campaign meeting.
You really are a very intelligent young woman. You're very smooth.
You're very smooth yourself.
You have no idea.
Body language. Without saying a word, so much. Like someone is having a stroke. Know the sudden signs. Learn fast. F, face drooping. A, arm weakness. S, speech difficulty. T, time. Time to call 911 immediately. The sooner they get to the hospital, the sooner they'll get treatment. And that can make a remarkable difference in their recovery. Learn the body language, the sudden signs, and spot a stroke fast.